Her hands trembled as she typed the message. 38 years old, CEO of a tech empire worth billions, and yet here she was, nervous like a teenager asking someone to prom. "Will you be my date this weekend?" The message glowed on her screen for a full minute before she finally pressed send. What Emma didn't know was that this simple question would change not just her life, but also that of a struggling single father named James and his 8-year-old daughter Lily. If you've ever believed that true connections happen when we least expect them, this story will touch your heart. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more real-life stories that remind us of the magic that happens when we open ourselves to unexpected possibilities. James stared at his phone in disbelief. The dating app had been his sister's idea. "Just try it for a month, James. You can't spend the rest of your life alone." He'd reluctantly agreed, more to stop her nagging than anything else. Between working 2 jobs and raising Lily, dating seemed like a luxury he couldn't afford. Time, energy, money, he was short on all 3. But this woman, Emma, seemed different from the start. Their conversations flowed naturally, and she never seemed bothered by his delayed responses when life got in the way. Now she was asking him out, and despite every logical reason to say no, his heart pushed him to type, "Yes, I'd love to." Emma Reeves had built Horizon Technologies from a small startup in her garage to a company valued at over $3 billion. Business magazines called her ruthless, brilliant, and intimidating. Her employees respected her vision but feared her standards. What nobody knew was how lonely success had made her. Every relationship seemed tainted by her wealth and status. Men either wanted her money or were intimidated by her success. She'd created her dating profile using just her first name, a vague job description, works in tech, and photos that showed her smiling in casual clothes, not the power suits she wore to board meetings. James had caught her attention immediately. His profile was refreshingly honest: single dad, works too much, loves his daughter more than anything. Looking for someone who understands that she'll always come first. His photos showed a man with kind eyes and a tired smile, often with a little girl who had his same dimples. Their conversations revealed his wit, his integrity, and his devotion to his daughter. Emma found herself checking for his messages throughout her busy days, smiling at her phone like a lovesick teenager. The morning of their date, James faced a crisis. His babysitter canceled last minute, and his sister was out of town. He typed and deleted 3 different messages to Emma, trying to find the right words to cancel. Before he could send anything, Lily came into the kitchen, still in her pajamas, her stuffed rabbit dragging behind her. "Daddy, are you sad?" she asked, climbing onto his lap. "No, sweetheart. Just disappointed. I was supposed to meet a friend today, but I can't find anyone to stay with you." Lily considered this seriously. "Is she a girlfriend-friend?" James laughed. "No, just a friend. But I was looking forward to meeting her." "You could bring her here," Lily suggested. "I'm a good host. I can make lemonade." James hesitated. Inviting Emma to his small, cramped apartment felt embarrassing. But the alternative was canceling, and something told him this woman was worth taking a chance on. He sent the message, explaining the situation and offering to reschedule, but also extending the invitation to come over instead. "Fair warning, my apartment is small, my daughter will ask you a million questions, and the only thing I can cook well is spaghetti." Emma's response came quickly: "Spaghetti and a million questions sounds perfect. Text me your address." Emma sat in her Tesla outside James's apartment building, second-guessing herself. The neighborhood was working class, the building older but well-maintained. It was a far cry from her penthouse downtown. She dressed carefully in jeans and a simple blouse, leaving her designer clothes and accessories at home. The small gift bag on the passenger seat contained a children's book for Lily, not too expensive, but thoughtfully chosen based on what James had mentioned about his daughter's interests. When James opened the door, the nervousness in his eyes matched her own. Behind him, a small face peered out, curious and slightly shy. "You must be Emma," he said. "This is Lily." "Hi, Lily," Emma said, kneeling down to the girl's level. "Your dad has told me so much about you. I brought you something." She handed over the gift bag. Lily's face lit up as she pulled out the book. "Daddy! It's the new Dragon Riders one. I've been waiting for this." She looked at Emma with newfound respect. "How did you know?" "A little bird told me," Emma said, winking at James. The apartment was small but immaculately clean. Toys were neatly organized in colorful bins. The furniture was worn but comfortable. What struck Emma most were the photographs everywhere: Lily as a baby, Lily and James at the park, at the beach, making silly faces. This was a home filled with love. James apologized as he led her to the kitchen. "It's not much, but..." "It's perfect," Emma said, meaning it. "Can I help with dinner?" The three of them fell into an easy rhythm. Lily appointed herself Emma's official tour guide, showing her every drawing on the refrigerator, every stuffed animal, every book on her shelf. James prepared dinner, occasionally glancing over with a smile that made Emma's heart race. They ate at a small table, Lily dominating the conversation with stories about school and friends and the class hamster she got to bring home last weekend. "Daddy had to help me clean the cage," she informed Emma solemnly. "He made funny faces the whole time because it was stinky." James groaned. "Thanks for sharing that, Lil." Emma laughed. "I'm not great with stinky things either." "What are you great at?" Lily asked, twirling spaghetti around her fork. Emma paused. Usually, she'd talk about her business achievements, her education, her investments. But none of that seemed important here. "I'm pretty good at building things," she said finally. "And solving puzzles." Lily's eyes widened. "Like Legos?" "I love Legos." After dinner, Lily insisted on showing Emma her Lego collection. Soon, all three were on the living room floor, building an elaborate castle. Emma found herself relaxing completely for the first time in years. No one here expected her to be the brilliant CEO, the visionary, the boss. She was just Emma, a woman building Legos with a charming man and his delightful daughter. When Lily finally went to bed, after extracting a promise from Emma to come back soon, James poured them each a glass of wine. "I'm sorry this wasn't the date you expected," he said. "It was better," Emma replied honestly. "Much better." They talked late into the night. James told her about losing his wife to cancer when Lily was just 3, about the struggles of single parenthood, about his job as a high school English teacher and the weekend work he did as a handyman to make ends meet. Emma shared carefully edited versions of her own life, talking about her work in technology but avoiding specifics that would reveal her status. She told him about growing up in a small town, about her passion for innovation, about her dream of making a difference. As she prepared to leave, James hesitated at the door. "I had a really good time tonight," he said. "Lily did too. She doesn't warm up to people easily." "I had a wonderful time," Emma said. "Could we do this again?" Their second date was at a local park, with Lily racing ahead to the playground while they walked and talked. Their third was a movie night at James's apartment after Lily went to bed. By their fifth date, Emma was falling hard, and the guilt of her omission weighed heavily. James had been nothing but honest with her, while she continued to hide a significant part of her identity. The breaking point came unexpectedly. They were at a small cafe when James's phone rang. His face fell as he listened. "That was Lily's school," he explained after hanging up. "She's running a fever. I need to go pick her up." "Of course," Emma said. "Do you need anything? Medicine? Soup?" James hesitated. "Actually, I'm supposed to meet with a parent this afternoon about their son's college application essay. It's important, he's applying for scholarships." He ran a hand through his hair. I'll have to reschedule, but this is the third time, and the deadlines are coming up. I could stay with Lily, Emma offered impulsively. If she's comfortable with that, and you are too. The relief on James's face was immediate. Are you sure? It would only be for an hour or two. That afternoon, Emma found herself sitting on James's couch with a feverish Lily curled against her side, watching animated movies. The girl's trust humbled her. When Lily fell asleep, Emma gently stroked her hair, thinking about how quickly this child and her father had become important to her. James returned to find them that way. The tenderness in his eyes as he looked at them made Emma's decision for her. She needed to tell him the truth, all of it, and hope he could forgive her deception. After Lily was tucked into bed with medicine and a kiss from both adults, Emma sat James down. There's something I need to tell you, she began. I haven't been completely honest about my work. James listened without interruption as she explained who she really was, not just works in tech, but the founder and CEO of Horizon Technologies, a company whose name he recognized immediately. She told him about her past relationships that had failed because of her wealth and status, about her loneliness despite her success, about her decision to try dating without the burden of her reputation. When she finished, James was quiet for a long moment. I understand why you didn't tell me, he said finally. But I wish you had trusted me sooner. I was afraid, Emma admitted. The more I got to know you, the more I cared about you, and the more terrified I became that this would change things. Does it have to? James asked. You're still the same person who built Legos with my daughter and watched 3 hours of cartoon princesses today. That's the Emma I'm falling for, not your bank account or your company. Relief washed over her. Really? Really, he confirmed. Though I admit, it's a bit intimidating. I was going to ask if you wanted to go away for a weekend sometime, but now I'm wondering if my idea of a getaway and yours are in different universes. Emma laughed. My favorite vacation ever was camping in Yosemite with my dad when I was 12. We slept in a tent and cooked beans over a fire. The weeks that followed brought adjustments. Emma introduced James to her world gradually, her penthouse with its spectacular view, her executive team who regarded him with curious eyes, the charity galas and business dinners that were part of her life. James took it all in stride, neither intimidated nor overly impressed. He remained himself, thoughtful, grounded, occasionally making quiet observations that showed his intelligence and insight. Emma, in turn, became a regular fixture at James and Lily's apartment. She helped with homework, learned to cook more than the 3 dishes in her repertoire, and found unexpected joy in the simple routines of family life. When Lily's school held a career day, Emma came to talk about technology and innovation, carefully downplaying her status but inspiring the children with possibilities. 6 months into their relationship, crisis struck. James's landlord announced he was selling the building. The new owners planned to renovate and raise rents significantly. James would need to find a new place within 60 days, in a housing market that was already stretching his budget to the breaking point. Move in with me, Emma suggested immediately. Both of you. James shook his head. I can't do that, Emma. I need to provide for Lily myself. I can't just move into your place and let you support us. It's not about supporting you, Emma argued. It's about sharing my life with the 2 people I love most in the world. The word love hung between them, spoken aloud for the first time. James's expression softened. I love you too, he said. But this is something I need to figure out on my own. Emma respected his decision, but it frustrated her. She had the means to solve this problem instantly, yet James's pride prevented the simplest solution. She understood his need for independence, his desire to be a good provider and role model for Lily, but surely there was a middle ground. The answer came to her during a meeting about Horizon's charitable foundation. The company had been funding scholarships and technology programs for underserved communities, but Emma had been considering expanding their focus. What if they created affordable housing for educators? It would address a real need while honoring the profession that shaped future generations. She presented the idea to her board, careful to frame it as a business decision rather than a personal one. The pilot program would convert an apartment building near James's school into subsidized housing for teachers and educational support staff. The foundation would maintain ownership but keep rents affordable through a combination of tax incentives and corporate sponsorship. When she finally told James about the program, she emphasized that it wasn't just for him, dozens of his colleagues would benefit. "You'd still be paying rent," she explained. "Just a reasonable amount that actually reflects a teacher's salary. And before you ask, yes, this would have happened eventually even if I hadn't met you. You just accelerated a good idea." James studied her face. "You're remarkable, you know that? Most people in your position would use their resources primarily for themselves. You look for ways to solve problems for others. Is that a yes?" Emma asked hopefully. "It's a yes to the apartment," James said. "As for moving in together, I think we should take that step when it's right for us, not because circumstances forced our hand." Emma nodded, respecting his boundaries even as she dreamed of waking up with him and Lily every day. Fair enough. The housing program became one of Horizon's most successful community initiatives, generating positive press and employee pride. James moved into a comfortable two-bedroom apartment in the renovated building, and Emma helped Lily decorate her new room with fairy lights and a reading nook. Life fell into a comfortable pattern, with Emma spending many nights at their place while maintaining her own home. A year into their relationship, on a crisp autumn day, James took Emma and Lily to the park where they'd had their second date. Lily ran ahead to the playground, but instead of following, James led Emma to a bench overlooking the pond. "I've been thinking a lot about our future," he said, taking her hands in his. "About what I want, what Lily needs, what would make us happy." Emma's heart raced. "And what conclusions did you reach?" "That I'm tired of saying goodnight to you and watching you leave. That Lily asks every morning if you'll be there for breakfast. That my life is better in every way with you in it." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box. "I can't offer you wealth or luxury or anything material that you don't already have. But I can promise to love you completely, to be your partner in everything, to build a family with you if that's what you want." Tears filled Emma's eyes as he opened the box to reveal a simple but elegant ring. "James. Emma Reeves, will you marry me?" "Yes," she whispered, then louder, "Yes." As he slipped the ring onto her finger, Lily came running back. "Did you ask her? Did she say yes?" At their nods, she launched herself at them both. "Finally. I've been practicing being a flower girl for months." Their wedding was a blend of their worlds, intimate and personal despite Emma's prominence. They wrote their own vows, with Lily adding her own promise to be the best daughter to both of you. They honeymooned in Yosemite, sleeping in a luxury tent that made Emma laugh and say, "This is definitely not what I experienced when I was 12. 2 years later, Emma found herself in a hospital room, holding her newborn son while James and Lily crowded close. "He has your eyes," James said, touching the baby's tiny hand. "And your chin," Emma replied. "What do you think, Lily? Is he a keeper?" Lily, now 11 and fiercely protective of her role as big sister, nodded solemnly. "He'll do. I'll teach him everything he needs to know." Emma looked at her family, the husband who loved her for herself, not her success, the stepdaughter who had captured her heart from their first meeting, the tiny new life they had created together. Her empire might span continents, but her greatest achievement was right here in this room. Sometimes the most valuable things in life come from the simplest questions. "Will you be my date this weekend?" had led to a lifetime of love, proving that true wealth isn't measured in dollars but in the depth of our connections and the fullness of our hearts. If you've been moved by James and Emma's journey, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that remind us of what truly matters in life.